Well, the cherry blossoms along the tidal basin were loving the warmer weather this weekend. We weren't the only ones.
I know, right?
They reached stage 4, which is peduncle elongation on Saturday, and then stage 5 shortly this morning.
That was quick, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All right, so that means the blossoms are now at that puffy white stage, one stage away from peak bloom. Meteorologist Caitlin McGrath is down at the tidal basin checking on the trees and also has more on how the weather will impact the blooms this week. Hi, Caitlin.
Hey there, guys. That's right. It's what everyone wants to know. And can I just say what a difference a few days can make? I was down here on Friday and you could barely see a little bit of pink starting to extend from the buds, but now such a difference. We are quickly approaching peak bloom and just look at how beautiful it is. Here's a look at those puffy white blossoms. At this stage in the game, you start to see the petals expand so much that they start to have that soft white and kind of pink look from the outside, and it's that fluffy appearance that's where the name comes from, fluffy white blossoms, and the blossoms are basically ready to open at any moment. Now, once the trees reach this stage, peak bloom is usually just a few days away, and this is when we really need the weather to cooperate.
We know that warmer temperatures are what drive flowering trees to bloom and blossom. So, as we have warmer temperatures, we go through those phases faster. Cooler temperatures slows us down. But once the blossoms arrive, it's the same math. We get all excited that we've reached peak bloom, but the trees have one more phase to go through, and that's when the blossoms are replaced by the leaves. So once the blossoms come out, if we have a warming trend, the leaves will come out faster, the blossoms will leave us more quickly. What we want are cooler temperatures, keep those blossoms on the branches a little longer, and we don't want any severe weather. We don't want high winds, we don't want heavy rains that will knock those fragile petals to the ground.
Yeah, so hopefully we're getting all of this high wind out of the way now. But really the weather does look like it's going to cooperate as we head through the extended forecast after we get to peak bloom. Yes, it's going to get quite warm on Thursday with temperatures back in the 70s, so we should see a little progress there. But then it gets cooler as we head into the weekend, which is actually good news. That can help prolong how long we see peak bloom for. Like Mike said, if it gets too warm after peak bloom, those petals get pushed out by the leaves. So we are on track for hopefully a longer peak bloom than we had last year. It was just about 2 to 3 days, if you can recall, but we should be in pretty good shape, especially as we head into this weekend. We've got the Kite Festival, lots going on around town, and no major wind on the horizon, just a little bit of rain to get through on Friday as well. But you know what? Now is the time to get out here. We are so close to peak bloom, but we don't have the crowds quite yet. That's the very latest live from the tidal basin. I'll send things back to you in the studio.
I gotta say, this is when you want to go,
yeah.
you know,
So
before
pretty,
you're not dodging people and folks running around and everything.
One year I went literally like shoulder to shoulder. You couldn't really find a space to even take a photo because there were so many.
Yeah, your best friends will be in the photo, everybody else. Yeah, it's a problem.
Thank you,
Nice
Caitlin.
job, Chef.